on this computer. Hey, this is Gerry Visca, the author of the new book, Influence. This is an autobiography featuring 11 women inspiring change. And I love this because today we are live with Jenni Byrd Grier. Welcome, Jenni.
Hey, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited about the energy of, so this is my 16th book, Jenni, but I got to tell you, it's probably the most profound autobiography that I've ever written. This is my second autobiography following Big Dreamers that your dad actually wrote the foreword to, and I was so inspired by that and so honored. But there's something about influence. This is a project that I conceived 3 years ago because I always had this desire to uncover what makes someone like Jenni Byrd Grier realize that they're now ready to become someone of influence. So it's a theme that's been percolating in my cerebellum for 3 years, and interviewing you was a very, very gratifying time in my life. It was a very profound interview. So I say that your story is their story. And I'm inspired by that because what you've gone through, the changes from your corporate life to where you are now, your story is their story. So how can your story inspire the influencer in all of us?
Well, I think everybody has a story. And so it's really just a matter of, I think everybody relates to different stories. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about being in this book with these 10 other amazing women. But, and because I can't wait to read their stories. But I think this is just about, you always say this, stealing your tagline, but everyday people kind of doing unique things. I mean, I have been blessed to, have a lot of people in my life that have always believed in me. I mean, I had amazing parents. I had some people throughout my life always believe in me. So it's really by, I say by their belief, by the grace of God, and by a lot of things that is where I am today.
That's really great. That's really, really great. I love that. I love the power in stories, Jenni. I love the power of, it's another reason why I choose to write autobiographies like Influence, because I really believe that these kinds of stories like yours have the power to lift us up to new levels. So, what was the experience like for you going through this with me and being interviewed like this and having your story being extracted? What was that experience like for you?
Well, one, it was humbling. One, I mean, this is like a dream come true. Like if you would have asked me 3 years ago, would I be a chapter in a book with 10 other women called Influence? I mean, I probably wouldn't have been able to guess that, but I mean, this is a dream come true to me. So one, it was very humbling. Another one, it was, doing the interview. I remember you and I doing the interview, and it was so much fun reliving some of those stories. And then I got the chapter, and I have to say, reading something about yourself for me was really hard. One, just because, you are such a beautiful writer. And so reading it was just kind of like, oh, wow, this is my life. I felt like, though, this is really kind of funny. I felt like we needed a paragraph or a chapter on all the ways Jenni screws up. Just so people really know that, it's, sometimes when we write these books, we either talk about challenges we go through or the amazing things that have happened to us in our lives and how we've gotten to where we are. But there's also just, I always like people to know that every day there's a lot of things that, there's a lot of things that I do well, but there's also a lot of things that I screw up on every day. And I think that's important. It's always about how quick we can bounce back from our failures. So I was kind of laughing saying, we either need a paragraph on that or a chapter, or you could probably just do a 10-minute interview with my children, and they would be very happy to probably tell you the ways in which I mess up every day. So, but it was a very, the best word I can describe it was a very humbling experience to be interviewed and to read it.
It's funny. First of all, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much for that comment. One of the influencers, Nathalie, which I'm sure you'll meet at World Fitness Expo, she said to me, when she got her chapter, she was blown away by how what she said was a poetic expression of her life. She had never had anyone, she's written a lot of books and some bestsellers, and she never had anyone write her story that way. She just thought it was going to transcribe what our interview was. And that's not the kind of autobiographies that I like to write. I want to extract the insights that made you who you are and continue to make you who you are. And on a podcast last night, people were asking me, why do you choose everyday people? Because I believe it's everyday people like yourself that are going to change the world. It's everyday people that are going to shift the world's energy. So my last question for you, Jenni, is what do you want readers to experience when they're reading your chapter, but also the energy of this book? What do you want them to experience?
Well, I want them to experience that anything's possible. Like you said, it's just, these are 11 just ordinary people, impacting people's lives. And I really do believe that we impact the world one person at a time. So, whether I'm doing one-on-one coaching or whether I'm speaking in front of a small audience or a large audience, I'm always visualizing the energy of hopefully touching one person, because I believe we impact the world one person at a time. And so I want people to read these stories, and I hope that they can relate to it and that they're touched, and that they also can realize, how much power their own thoughts have, realizing, our thoughts either propel us forward or hold us back. And, if they can relate to these stories and really grab onto those thoughts that are going to propel them forward, that's what I really hope the energy of this book inspires.
I love it. I love it. So we're creating what we call a ripple of influence that I'm calling the 1111 Project. There's 11 extraordinary influencers who are doing extraordinary things. And this 1111 Project that I'm really excited about is about, this intention is to inspire 11,000. Just imagine that, Jenni, 11,000 new influencers in the world, 11,000 everyday people that finally step into their lives and say, yes, I'm ready for this. I want to be someone of influence. I want to create a legacy. So why do you feel that this ripple of influence, even though I said that was the last question, why do you think this ripple of influence is so essential now in our world, creating this ripple of influence?
Well, because I think we all feed off each other's energies. You always feel it. Like when you get around, if you get around those people, the positive people, and you just go, man, I love being around, I love feeling great. And then you get around a person who maybe isn't so positive, and you're just like, no, I don't really like that energy. It's amazing what you can do when you start getting groups of people together and their energy and what they can do together. Because I think there's so much more we can do together than we can each do individually. So I think, to me, that's what the ripple effect is, the power of the many.
I love it. Jenni, I am so excited. This Influence comes out in July. We're really excited. We're just now launching. We're going to be at World Fitness Expo. It's the largest fitness expo in North America. I understand that you might be coming to that as well, which is exciting.
I will be there in person, so I'm excited.
I can't wait to see you. I'm also doing 3 keynotes there, and the whole energy of influence is actually weaved throughout the entire event. So we're really honored because the 11 women that are featured are just going to have a massive, exciting platform in this book. So be a part of it. Be a part of it, everyone. GerryVisca.com/influence is the prime order site. That's where we're also going to be on Amazon, but right now we're on GerryVisca.com/influence. Jenni Byrd Grier, you are under the influence, and you are a very inspiring influencer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gerry. Appreciate it.